Hello again, everyone. Thank you again for joining us on the finale, actually, of the Japan series of the Sumuji Radio Show. Wahoo! And
Woo.
today I have a special guest, Maid Kiwi. Hello, Kiwi. It's so nice to hear you again.
I know, for real. It's so nice to hear your voice as well, just because it's been forever.
I know. I miss talking to people.
Right?
uh,
It hits different when you talk to people.
it does. I realize it's like we're coming up on a year now of this kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I'm really getting tired of I'm tired
Yeah,
of
it's
everything.
really settling in where you're just like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm, like, still thinking, like, is there anything I can do now? Or, I don't know yet.
You open
I
the
don't
door and look outside.
yeah. It's like, wow, outside. Okay, so I'll hop right in. So, how many times have you been to Japan, and when was it?
So I've been to Japan a total of 3 times. The very
3
first time,
times?
yeah.
What was the
So the
3rd
very
time?
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So the very first time I ever went was right after high school. I went as a family trip with some family,
Oh.
yeah, from Hong Kong. So that was the very, very first time, and it was like we did all the touristy stuff because we took the little bus tour, all
Mhm.
that. And then the
Aw.
second time I went with you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and it was such a good time. It was like the very first time where I wasn't this time not following a tour. So it's kind of like, okay, what are you gonna do when you're here? And that made a big difference. I really enjoyed that over kind of just like a crash course per se of just all the things that all the little what's it called? Like all the major points. Like they're like, okay, we're gonna hit Tokyo Tower. Okay, we're gonna hit Fuji Q. Like it was very go go go. So when I
Mhm.
went with you, it was very okay, let's take our time. Like, what do we want to do? Like, why are we here? All that. And then
Mhm.
so that was the first time just kind of choosing wherever. And then the third time, I actually went with a friend right before COVID. And first, we went to Singapore to go visit her family, and then right after, we went to Japan just because she taught there for 2 years. So this time, it was a different dynamic as well because I was going with someone who had lived there, and then she kind of showed me her spots that she would regular when she used to live there. So
Ooh.
that was really cool just to have 3 different outlets of visiting, Japan overall.
Ooh, was all 3 times in Tokyo, or did you go to different regions?
So all 3 times were in Tokyo, but this very last time, I did go to Osaka as well. And
Ooh.
yeah, yeah, Osaka was super cool.
I wanna go to
Being
Osaka.
yeah, but going to Tokyo 3 times, it's kind of oh, it's like the big city. But going to
Mhm.
Osaka, it definitely has a different feel. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, people are super chill. It was how to say it was just a whole different setting in general, even though it's
Mhm.
still, it's still
Yeah.
big cities that a lot of people visit. They're different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, I watch videos about, like, people from Tokyo talk about Osaka and people from Osaka talking
Mhm.
about Tokyo and how it's
Mhm.
really different, like, even the way they talk is different,
Yeah,
and the
no, for
food.
sure.
Yeah.
And I even listening to them speak the language amongst themselves because obviously I don't understand, but even with that, I could tell a difference in tone and different.
Did you go to, Dotonbori? I think it was the, like,
That's
big, spot
it's
along the river?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did.
Yeah.
So, going to Osaka for the first time, it was right before COVID. So when they were all talking about oh, should we start quarantining, things like that, was the very beginning of it all. It was, it wasn't when people were openly scared of it yet because it was just on the news.
Yeah.
Going there, there was definitely a big scare because a lot of the tourists there weren't there anymore. So it was a lot of locals,
Mhm.
and even visiting the temples and things like that. They were super empty.
Mm. That's what our manager and Kyuki said too, that
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
also went, like, right before COVID hit and, like, a lot
Yeah.
of things were empty or closed.
Mhm.
So it was like a different experience for them when they went.
Yeah, because I think she went like a week or two after me, and that's like
Yeah.
right when I got back, and she asked me about the dynamic of it, and I was just like, yeah, it's pretty empty. But then when she went, like I felt like yeah, the way
Yeah,
she
she would
explained
take
it,
her
like it was
time.
even like emptier, which is a cool experience in itself, but also at the same time, like it was just the beginning of it all, so it was very surreal.
Yeah, she said it was kinda eerie too, like how like
hmm
what she expected and it was like kinda empty or things were closed and it kinda put a damper on plans.
Yeah, there was a lot of uncertainty in the air, like not just about like the people traveling, but like also the people like the locals there. Like it was kind of
Mhm.
like still up in the air, like you know, how bad is it? Like nobody knew yet.
Mhm.
hmm
Oh, man. And here we are. 1 year later, we're like,
I
"No."
know, I know. Like just thinking about like one day, I was like, oh, I think I'll see my homie tomorrow, and then like tomorrow comes, you're like, maybe you should not see your homie. Stay
Yeah.
home and keep each other safe. You know.
Yeah. And, I was planning to go again actually because I really wanna go for, like, my birthday and maybe catch the cherry blossoms, but I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know when I'll be able to go again.
Yeah, like yeah, traveling like out of the country in itself is like it's a big like kind of in the air thing just because nobody knows like, oh, is it safe yet? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll step aside from COVID talk.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah, no,
we'll
for
we'll
sure, for
remember
sure.
the good
I
times that we
know.
had.
We'll definitely talk about the good times. Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you and I we went to Japan actually, and I'm looking as we're recording this, my Facebook memories, we were there 2 years
Yeah,
ago, and I was like, I still remember it.
I know, so vividly too. Okay,
Yeah.
one of my favorite moments is like when we did karaoke or when we went to a restaurant or anything, like just those little moments we spent together, just chilling, like it's a
Mhm.
good time.
Yeah, I remember that one restaurant we went on the first day. We went to, like,
Uh,
I think it was, like, a little, Okinawan place near our Airbnb,
it was like
and,
hot
like,
pot.
was it hot pot?
Yeah, we had hot pot.
Oh, I got, like, an Okinawa dish, but I remember it because the owner, he didn't speak any English, so we were just trying very hard to, like, be like,
Yeah.
Hi, onegaishimasu."
Yeah, we tried so hard because well, not just that, like you were jet lagged. I've only been there like half a day, and then when we finally met up, we're like, let's eat. And then we chose like this place with nobody speaks English. So
Yeah, like, "Well, let's try it."
yeah, we jumped right into it.
I think we only went in there because they had, like, a drink menu outside of the restaurant.
No, I'm pretty sure we were just looking I'm pretty sure we were just looking at the drink menu and then also looking at like the pictures and we're like, oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I miss it so much.
Soon, 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 soon. As
Soon.
long yeah.
Yeah, so I already asked you where you went. You went to Tokyo and Osaka,
hmm
and, I know we're talking a little bit about this, but I wanna hear what you have to say. In what ways is Japan different from home?
So for me, the biggest thing I notice, like every time I've gone back, is like I've always noticed the people there, they have a very like big consideration for each other's like personal space. Whether
Mhm.
I mean, considering it is a like smaller country, like especially when you're in Tokyo, like you're using a lot of public transportation. When
Mhm.
like trains weren't busy, people always kind of kept a certain distance from each other just to give like nobody ever like how to say like nobody ever like talk to you unless you had something to bring up or it was
Yeah, like mindfulness in a way.
yes, like there was
Yeah.
definitely a mindfulness like even when you're walking down the street like everybody walks one way or the other kind of giving each other that space.
Yeah, I feel bad. I at times I didn't do
No,
that.
me too, me too. Like I would catch myself and then I'd be like, "Oh shoot, like everybody's kind of like doing this or that." And I'm just like, "Okay,
Mhm.
I'll also be mindful." So I
Mhm.
really dig that part as well. It's like when they're doing certain things, I kind of catch on and I'm like, "Oh, there's a reason why they do it. It's because like oh, they're walking to the left. They're kind of keeping that efficiency for everyone. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm trying to think of like other mindfulness of it too, because like when I used to take the light rail and like the bus everywhere, like Americans do not know anything about mindfulness.
yeah, no, same. Like, so for me, like, even when I went to school, I would always take like the shuttle, like things like that. Like, keep there wasn't quite the same level of mindfulness, which is something like we could learn, like something that we can be a little bit more aware of each other and things like
Yeah, okay. I know we're gonna talk about this later, but when we
that.
went to the maid cafe and they
Mm-hmm.
like brought us like hand wipes, like a water way, and they made sure
Uh-huh.
we were welcome. I was like, oh my god, this is everything.
But they have that level of like excellency, like in everything they do. So even like when we
Mhm.
went to the restaurant, like where we didn't
Yeah.
like speak like we didn't understand what's going on. Like they were still super mindful of us, and they were still super like doing their best to make our experience like great in their you know restaurant.
Yeah. You know what else I really love too about Japan? Um,
Mm-hmm.
the hand wipes or the towel they give you at
Mm-hmm.
restaurants. Oh.
Yo, they even had mouthwash in the bathroom. I was like,
Wait, in that bathroom? In the
no, well,
restaurant?
not that one, but like some. No, that restaurant did. That restaurant did. They had like they little cups of like mouthwash, and I was just like, wow, genius.
I was like, I think I remember you coming back and you're talking about that. I completely forgot about it until just now. Oh my
Yo,
gosh.
it was rose flavored. Maybe I shouldn't say flavored. Maybe I should
Flavor.
describe it a different way. I don't know. Maybe crush it as mouthwash, but rose flavored.
Rose flavor.
I came out of the bathroom and you're amazed by flavored.
Yeah. Was there like toothbrushes in there too? I don't remember.
No, there wasn't toothbrushes. It was just like kind of like small items. Like it would be like the hand wipes, and then oh my gosh, one place I went to had earbuds, like to like
Ooh,
clean your ears. Yeah,
it
super
sounds really
fancy.
nice.
I
It
know.
reminds that reminds me of like the bathroom attendants in clubs.
Yeah, except like they just have a row of just like random stuff, like but no
Uh-huh.
attendant, like free for all to you.
I know. Oh, that reminds me. I think when we were like in Vegas and a bathroom attendant, I saw like a basket full of like Jolly Ranchers and I was like, "Ooh, candy." And I went to go grab one and she was like, "You have to pay for those." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, she's got the whole setup.
Yeah, I was like, "Darn it, she got me."
I just
I
wanted
just want
Jolly
a Jolly
Rancher.
Rancher, yeah.
What flavor did you reach for?
I like the green ones, actually. I like the sour. I like sour.
Green apple, right?
Yeah.
Mm, I reached for it too. Sounds like a good time.
Were there other ways that you noticed that, Japan was different, like other small things you noticed?
Um, trying to think like in a smaller aspect.
Or bigger, doesn't quite matter.
Yeah, that is like another big difference is that like some place like with us, everybody's so like far apart.
Mhm.
So like
Oh, yeah.
coming to like grocery stores and things like that, like it's like not as many like convenience items that are like fit what I need at the time. So like if I go to convenience store now, late night, I'll be like, oh, I'll pick up a snack. The snack will usually be like chips or like, just like the little rollers or things like that. But
Yeah.
in Japan, like if I'm like, oh, I want something to eat at like midnight or like 1 a.m., like I could go to a bunch of stops and have pretty good choices of what I want.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
have,
like,
like, a whole feast.
yeah, you're like, what do I feel like eating? Like bread? Or do I feel like eating a whole meal right now? You could do that.
Yeah. What was your, convenience store, uh,
My favorite?
your favorite, yeah, when you were in Japan?
Ah, darn. Okay, you know what? I know what it is, but I can't think it off. What was it? Wasn't 7-Eleven, but what was the other one called?
Was it
That
Lawson?
was it? Yeah, but Lawson's
Mhm.
had like a specific like little thing of themselves. What was it called? Natural Lawson's, I think.
Yes.
That one,
I know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
So that one had like the really good puddings, like, and they had like the
Ooh,
really, yeah, like their egg sandwiches would be next level.
yeah. Oh my god, the egg sandwiches.
Mhm. Mhm. So I think that's what I miss a lot is like all the rice balls and like the sandwiches.
Yeah. Which one it was? It was either 7-Eleven or, Lawson's. It was like hard-boiled eggs and, like, teriyaki chicken in a sandwich, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, I miss you so much."
Like, welcome back to my tummy.
Oh, I was in the other when I was talking to the other people, I also said, like, convenience stores.
Yeah, no, because like convenience stores are so outstanding there that like you can't forget about them. They're just ingrained into it, like
Yeah,
the
like,
whole trip in Japan.
yeah, you really can't forget about it, so if y'all ever go to Japan, hit up as many convenience stores as you can.
And in different regions. So,
Yeah.
like this last time, since I went with a friend who's lived there, she was telling me like she would bring me to certain like convenience stores at like train stops because
Mhm.
like in that region, that's the only place that sells a certain snack.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, I would never have known this. But yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either, actually.
Hmm. But where was it? She brought me to the one in Osaka, and I bought some kind of like Belgian waffle, and she was
Ooh.
like, "Yeah, you had to try this flavor here because they only have it available at this train stop." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Exclusive? Exclusive?"
Exclusive waffles? Yes, please, sign me
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so I definitely ate it.
Oh, do you I was talking about this too. Do you remember when you went to go purchase, like, alcohol in the convenience stores? There's just a screen that asks you, "Are you over the age of 20 or older?" And you're
Yeah,
like, "Yes."
that was crazy because it was like based off of my trust, like their trust factor.
Yeah! That's
They're just
another
like,
different thing.
yeah, they're like, "Are you 20? Because, like, you're gonna answer this question, and we're gonna believe you." I'm not even gonna look at anything else, and I'm just like, "Wow, the level of
Yeah, I was, like, getting ready to have, like, my passport ready, like, if they wanna look at it, they can look at it.
No, I was the same way. I was like, "Oh, I need to make sure that I always have my passport on me." And then, like,
Mhm.
when it came to it, I was just like, I kept my passport in my bag the whole time.
Didn't even use it.
Exactly. Like, there's definitely a level of convenience there.
Yeah. So, can you tell me some other interesting things that you did that probably most people wouldn't think to do, I guess?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So last time, when I went, I took a day trip where I was just like by myself, and I was like, I'll just let Google take me wherever. And at first, I was gonna visit the Yayoi Museum and like see all her artwork, but once I got there, I realized it was closed. So
Oh.
yeah, which was a super big bummer, but it's okay because this next part it was pretty cool. Um, I looked up whatever the closest museum was that I could either like take public transportation to or just like walk to. It was
Mhm.
about a 20-ish minute away from the Yayoi Museum. But
Uh-huh.
I went to TenQ. TenQ is like the space museum. It's on, if I remember right, it's on like the fifth floor of this little mall area uh, plaza. And once you get to the top, the entrance is like you go into this like black hole, and
Oh,
then you reach the first exhibit,
wow.
and like it's a space museum. I didn't even know like completely what I was getting myself to, but once I
Uh-huh.
like went through the very first part, I was like, oh, I think I have an idea. But the first part, you sit like on just a bunch of little like platforms where you look at the wall and then they do a projection on there, and it kind of brings you through a little history of space, a little like insight on like, different topics and stuff like that. And then they bring you into a second room, and there's a big pit in the floor, and everybody stares down and they look down, and there's another projection there, and you're basically traveling through somewhat like a window, and you're traveling through space, learning about like
Oh,
each thing. Mm-hmm.
that sounds really neat, actually. What the heck?
Yeah. And then after I went there, there was like a whole little um like a little pamphlet of all the different museums in that area, but that was like one of them, and it was a surprise, but it was a su- very interesting museum for sure, and I recommend it to anybody if you love space.
Like seeing cool stuff.
Yeah, even that in general, like they had really cool exhibits. Like at the end, they had interactive exhibits, like one where you're like controlling the robot and you're supposed to like make it travel to a certain spot. So it it was a cool concept overall.
I'm actually looking at it right now and I'm like, "Whoa, what the heck? This is cool."
So definitely the second part of the exhibit was my favorite. Kind of like just standing on that platform looking down in that big pit. They do a
Uh,
really good job of creating the surrealness to the room, and it makes you feel like you're just standing there literally traveling through space, not just a projection.
my gosh, yeah, that's, like, the picture they use in this, like, this travel guide right here, and it's, like, the people looking down, like, at the curvature of the earth, and I'm like,
They did it
"Whoa.
in a very immersive way.
Oh my gosh, I am linking this in the description, like, y'all have to see this."
Gotta go, gotta go. I recommend it 100%.
Oh my gosh, I wanna go here now. Dang.
And so right after that, I went to Tokyo Dome, and
What's
it's like a kind of, it's still in the city, but it's like where they have like a roller coaster and they have like rides and things like that. But I went there to explore afterwards, and while I was there, I rode I forget what the ride is called, but that's the big roller coaster, and it just drops you. It has like a super big slope to it,
yeah.
and then, at the same time, I was like, okay, after that, I'm gonna grab lunch. And I grabbed lunch and I came back outside in the same area, and it was like an idol cafe going on, and I was just like,
My gosh, it looks like you really had a day that day.
it was like exploring day, so I tried to explore as much as I could.
Wow, yeah, I'm looking at, a picture of the Tokyo Dome, like, amusement park, theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It was, like, right next to it.
Yeah, it's super close. And then I tried to go to the spa there. It's like thing, but I wasn't allowed in there because I had to find some.
Wait, sorry, you cut out. You weren't allowed in there?
Oh, because you if you have tattoos, you can't go in
Oh,
that like bath area. So I
yeah.
had some small tattoos, but even then, I was just like, I realized I was like, oh, I have to respect that. So I just left.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if our lifetime where that will be kinda like an outdated role, maybe? I don't know.
Hmm. That
Like
was another like going back to that question of like a big difference. That was definitely a big difference. Like with tattoos being, I feel like a lot more taboo.
yeah. Was it, like, facial piercings also on there too, I think?
You know what? I didn't really read into facial piercings too much, just because like the big little like the big thing was no tattoo, and then
Yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah.
like those following things.
Yeah. Oh man. One day we'll get to go to the spa. I was talking about that with Kyuki too, and I'm like, we miss cherry blossoms and we miss hot spring, like, next
Yeah,
time we go, we're gonna see them.
for sure. Like I definitely the very first time I went once, but I feel like I didn't fully enjoy it as much as like I wanted to. Like I really wanted to like immerse myself.
Yeah. I remember when we went together to,
We were
uh
trying to plan a day. We were trying to plan a day to go.
yeah. Um, I like how when we went though, like we both had like kind of like a combination of like, okay, this day we're gonna do stuff together, and then the other day we were gonna do like what we wanted to do like amongst ourselves. And I think it worked out in the end though.
No, I really enjoy that because like in the end, we all travel somewhere. We do have things that like we especially want to do
Mhm.
ourselves because I don't know. It's just kind of having that moment to enjoy it and not have to worry about anything else. Like it's your moment.
Yeah. I remember the first full day that we were both there, we were like, where we're going today, but we knew where we were going. We went to
There's
Akihabara.
no there is no lie here. We know we're getting on this train right now.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God.
was like, who I think it was Kyuki or oh no, it was Ringo. I was talking to her because she loves anime. She's probably like the biggest weeboo I know. And I told her like, "Oh yeah, we're going to Japan. Like we're gonna try hard to not be nerdy." And then she was like, "You went to Akihabara, right?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, first day."
First day. There's no stopping it.
Yep. It was
But
so fun though.
think about it. It's like been a year. We're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back because they got all the good deals. I finally have a case for all the figures I bought. I need more.
It's like now that that's all set up, back.
Yeah. And also like I have like a better understanding now of like how to get around, what to do, and all this.
Yeah, because the first time you travel like to any place, it's a learning experience. And then like the second time you go, you have an idea of like your space and like, okay, like how do I get here? How do I get there? But also like, okay, this is what I want to eat. This is what I miss.
Mhm. Yeah, that too. And when we went to Harajuku and Shibuya, I remember like thinking like I should know what I would want to do and how to do it because I've been eyeballing this place ever since I was a teenager, but I didn't know what I was doing.
No, no matter how much like things that you want to do like already set, like it's
Uh-huh.
never going to be that straight schedule just because like once you're there, there's so much more. Like it's so much more vast.
Yeah. Yeah, and I found we went to this mall when we were in Harajuku. It was like this really big mall full of like different J fashion like stores
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And not until like I say like last year or so, I found a brand that I really like actually. And then I found out I actually went to the floor of the mall where that shop is, and I'm like, no, I could have
It's
gotten it right there.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's something to look forward to. Like even though like oh crap, like I didn't get to like do this, but later on when you know, like you're ready for it again. And that's just what keeps it exciting. That's why like always a great time to just try back.
Do you remember what you did in Harajuku? Because I remember, we did spend, like, the first bit of it together, and then I think we went on our ways because we were, like, looking at different things. I think the last time I saw you, we were in, like, Paris Kids, and we were just like, "I need this and this."
Yeah,
Grab bags, yes.
pretty vivid about that. No, I think what happened was when we got separated, you went to go look at some more brand stuff at that mall area. And then for me, I really wanted to go to the resale store. What is it called?
Closet child.
Yep. I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time there and I had such a
Oh my
great time.
god.
Yeah,
You were like the queen of bargains, so you found so much good stuff in Japan.
yeah. No, I definitely like still like look at those pieces. Super happy I went and like really dug through everything.
Yeah, I remember I think you went to, like, the girly, like, Larme, uh what's the other one? What's the other J-Fash that's, like, girly? That's not Larme. Garu, right?
Yeah.
Like, the
I found
girly J fashion? Yeah. Oh, they had 2 or actually, I think they had 3 Closet Childs. There was the girly one that you went to, and then there was another one that I went to, which was, like, the gothic
mhm.
and punk shop. And then the 3rd one, it was, like, way off to the side, and it was, like, contemporary, like, mature kinda style.
Yeah, I just love like all the different styles. So I was like, I have to dig through. I also went to another day when during the same trip when we separated. I went
Mhm.
to Shinjuku to go to that closet child too because I was so obsessed with the one in Harajuku. I was like, I'm gonna go to another one.
Oh my god. I regret not going to Shinjuku. I wanted to go so bad.
Well, Shinjuku, I just went to Closet Child, and then I went there out somewhere. Pretty sure I went for ramen too,
Mm.
because there was like one, it was like a Michelin star place, but I can't remember what it's.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I wanna go to Shinjuku to party.
Yeah, me too. We talked
Yeah.
about that too when like we were on our trip, but it just never happened because like we filled up our schedule during the day so much that at night we were just so tired and we were like, okay, we better rest up for the next day. We just never got around.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame we were there for, like, such a short period of time because I always, like, regret not, like, staying maybe another week. I coulda done so much. We coulda done so much.
It's okay. We're gonna go back. Don't.
Yeah, we're gonna go party in Shinjuku and other places.
It will happen next time for sure.
Yeah. I was talking to our manager, and he said that he goes to, like, Shinjuku and, like, Asakusa or was it Akasaka? Akasaka. And he goes to, like, he would go to, like, Hostess bars and, like, bunny bars, and I'm like, "Girls bars?" And I'm like, "I wanna go."
Fun. The heck? Yeah, we still
I
missed out,
know.
but that's
I
okay.
gotta show you some videos too of, like, this one bar. I was talking to Ringo about it. It's like Hot Muscle Boys, but it's
Oh
like a
my god.
bar. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I'm down."
Still sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Oh, so which one was I on again? Oh, yeah.
We started talking about muscles.
Oh, you're talking about muscles, and I was like, "Wait, this isn't the podcast to talk about that." Okay, so, we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of it because we are a maid cafe, and I know you and we went to At Home together, and that was so much fun. Like, do you wanna talk more about your at-home experience? Your personal at-home experience?
Honestly, like going right into like hopping right into it, I was excited because standing in line and like
Yeah.
see it's kind of like seeing it from the perspective of us when we do our cafes and then see
Mhm.
how much like precision they put into like each thing they do. It really
Yeah.
inspires like me and I'm sure like everybody else who's been to the maid cafe, to the cafe as well. Like just the level of like I don't know, just the like great darn, I just don't know how to describe it.
I think it's, like, their, like, fun-loving attitude and, like, their optimism and, like, how
It's like you walk right in, you feel welcome, and then they're all just like exuding made energy and all
yeah.
extra.
You know, now that I think about it, I didn't really get, um I guess that feeling when we walked in and we were seated that, like, "Oh, this is weird," like, "Oh, they probably don't want us here," and I was like, "No, no, it was fun, it was a good time."
The whole time we were just felt so welcomed, and for that
Yeah.
in itself is already such a great feat.
Yeah, and do you remember the building itself too?
Oh yeah, it was so cute. It was lovely. No, we went okay. So I went to the one, and then we finally met up at the main, like the main location. I was
Oh, yeah, you went to the other location, and I was
the one,
like, "Girl, where are you?"
no, the one in Daikihira, and I was just like, "Where are you?"
Yeah, like, everyone we were texting each other because we both went on our own ways, and we
Huh?
were like, "Okay, let's go to At Home for dinner, and,
Ah,
I'll see you there," and she's like, "Okay, I'm here," and I was like, "Wait, I'm here, where are you?"
you're like, "I'm under the headband," and I was like, "What headband?" Yeah,
Got
definitely
there because
little.
to get to the At Home at Don Quijote, you have to go inside the building, and you have to go up, like, the what floor was it on? Like, the top floor of the Don
Yeah,
Quijote.
no, kept going. I was like, I remember messaging you, and I was like, "I'm almost there," and then like finally when I was like, "I'm here," and then I was traveling up all these escalators, and I was just so confused.
Oh, I'm so amazed that you went to that one instead of the big pink building with the maid headband on.
Thank Google. that one especially for me.
Oh, that was hilarious. But yeah, y'alls, if y'all texting your friends in Akihabara like, "Hey, meet us at the at home," make sure you specify which one it is.
I would never build 2 at home except for that experience.
Yeah. Uh, I remember the at home there too. I remember what I was really impressed with is like the whole how far they're willing to go for like the mansion feeling. Because I remember the lobby, it had like a chandelier and it had like portraits of all the girls and it had like nice flooring, nice walls.
Even the elevator.
Yeah, it was cute.
Mhm. Like, instantly, the moment we, like, went into the elevator, I was like, "We're here. It's happening."
Yeah, we're I think there was also portraits of the maids in the elevator,
Yeah,
if I remember
but
correctly, yeah.
I was like, "Wow, I'm so excited."
And you're just like, "Oh, we're here. We're going to the real thing."
Mhm.
Oh my god, did you know Kyuki brought her dad to at home?
I think she's told me. Yeah.
Y
And it
yeah,
was
she
a
was
whole
like yeah, she was telling me in depth about it and how he was like, "I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this." And then he had a good time.
Exactly, that's, like, what I'm saying, though, like, when they make you it doesn't give you any you don't feel any you're just there to have a good time in the end, everybody is.
Yeah, do you remember our maids too?
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, they were so sweet.
Oh, and, like, from the moment we got there because we spoke, English, so they were like, "Oh, let us get you a maid who, like, speaks English." And then later when she came over, she, like, knew basic stuff, but we were still translating with each other off of what
Yeah,
we knew.
it was still fun though, like, even if her, English was, like, very, very basic, it was still fun, like, conversing and interacting with her.
No, she's definitely, like it's like, "Okay." Even when we told her about our cafe, she was super, like, into it too, and it just made us so excited.
Yeah, I'm so glad our first at-home experience was a good one, honestly.
No, definitely.
Yeah, 'cause, Ringo was telling me that her first one wasn't a good one, and I was like, "No!" And she was telling me about the maid she got and how it felt like her maid didn't really wanna be there, and you can I think you can feel when your server doesn't, like, really want to, like, give
No.
you the best experience possible, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she had that feeling with her, and I'm like, "No, our maid at home, she was delightful, we loved her."
Yeah! Ew, no, we even, like, got her, like, Instagram handle and, like, followed her journey throughout, and when she graduated, we were like, "Hell yeah."
Oh, I need to show you something too. She's in a few of the, at-home YouTube videos, like the older ones, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I love her."
Oh my gosh. Thank
Yeah.
you. No, it really makes me, like, cheer for her.
Mhm. Uh, a few years ago, I think right before we went to Japan, they did this, like, sports festival, like, this, like, at-home cafe, like, sports festival for, like, all the maids, and our maid was one of the team captains for her team, and I'm like, "Oh."
Yes, she's our number 1.
Yeah, I need to send you those because it's really cute and some
Yeah,
other stuff she does too.
send it my way.
Yeah. I don't remember, what did you, order at home?
Omurice.
Omurice?
Uh-huh, and then for the drink, it was a random color drink. So it was a surprise after she shook it.
I remember that because we all did, like, the shaking
Yeah,
song.
we wanted that. What is like the thing?
I remember when you did it for the Valentine video a few years ago, do you remember that?
Yes. Definitely remember. Oh god. I wish I could shake a little better than that now.
The things we do for, the maids
Yep.
the maid
For the
life.
mhm. Hey, I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Was that your only time going to, the maid cafe in Japan?
So yes, that was the only time I went to the Maid Cafe in Japan. But this last time I did go to like a boys idol cafe.
Ooh,
That
ooh,
was
talk about
really
that, talk about that.
Yeah. So going to it was definitely like a different feel, even though I still felt super welcomed and things like that. It was like more of a like kind of just you sit down and you chat with your server and then you just have drinks and kind of like it's more so like you're talking with a friend versus like there are servers like that kind of a deal.
Oh, like, a snack bar? Do you know what a snack bar is?
So I guess it, can I say like a pretty boy like snack bar, I guess.
I would love that. Oh, I remember I think you grabbed, like, a button or something from it, and you
Yeah.
showed it to me. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and then I mean, we had some of the same experiences like where you could take the Polaroid and stuff like that, but overall it was more of a bar setting
Mm,
to a cafe setting.
mm. Did they serve alcohol, or was it, like, just, like, soda
Hmm.
and juice?
They did serve alcohol. So they'll serve like bottles or they'll serve like mixed drinks that they'll make for you.
Ooh. Yeah, I was like, this kinda sounds like a snack bar. A snack bar is, like, they'll just serve snacks and, like, sodas and juices, and then, like, they'll have, like, the bar host or, like, another host to, like, sit down and chat with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had food, but at the time I went, I think they stopped serving food.
Mm. Oh, man, now I wish I went to with you to go to that one. I remember you also went to an idol like, an indie idol show too when we were in Japan.
Yeah, that was super cool. That was definitely one of my favorite experiences to just go to the underground like concert and then just go ham and yeah, feeling the whole room just be so about it.
I think that was another time where you and I went our separate ways. I think that evening I went to I
We're
think I went to Shibuya that night.
well, we were gonna meet up because dinner, I think, or we ate it before.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, we definitely yeah, we were separated that day.
Yeah, I think I went to Shibuya that day because I really wanted to go
Head
to the
back.
crossing and, look at, like, the downtown area and go to the station, which I was very confident that I could navigate the station. I can't. I couldn't.
I mean, it gets easier over time. Like you're just like, okay, like you get kind of how the signs go and whatnot.
Costco in Japan? I feel like you would go there.
I wanted to go, but I really because I do love Costco, but this I still have yet to go, but hopefully this whenever my next trip is, I can make my way there.
Was there anything else you wanted to do in Japan that you didn't quite get the chance to do?
Okay, so I've gone to the city quite a handful of times and then like just explored that, but I definitely want to explore nature a bit more the next times I go.
Ooh.
Just I
Yeah.
know it's very scenic and like they have like great hikes and things like that, but I've never had the chance to really explore those.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time, honestly. Like me, I know this sounds very touristy, but I would love to see, like, Fujisan, like Mount Fuji in person.
No, for sure. Like
Yeah.
I've really grown to appreciate like going hiking and seeing like the small things, like when you're just walking through places and really studying like what greenery is there and whatnot. So I think that's my next goal.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time, though.
Mm,
Have you seen Yuru Camp? I feel like you would like that. It was a camping anime. They do, like, a lot of, like, nature, scenic places like that.
really? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
no, I have not heard of it yet.
I think you would like it. It's, like, very comfy, and it's, like, cute girls camping in, like, scenic Japan.
Okay, I'll be right back. Heavy breathing.
Yeah, I think you would really like it. So, now that we, got over, like, your trip your own trips and our combined trip, do you have, like, recommendations for someone planning their next visit, and I guess any other additional tips that you might have?
So recommendation wise, I definitely have a lot of like food recommendations just because like there's certain things that every time I go back, like I want to eat it again.
Mhm.
So, um, definitely ramen. I mean, it sounds very just like,
Oh, yeah. I remember when we went to that hole in the wall ramen place in Anki, I was like, "Oh my god, this is better than anything I've ever tasted in Arizona."
well, even anywhere like they have different styles of ramen, and there's just every time you go back, you can try a different style. It never gets old.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
And
totally agree.
mhm. So food definitely always like different recommendations there, places to visit. I would, I really liked Osaka this last one, and it was just a whole eye-opening experience to kind of travel through there. So I recommend that a big. Um, hmm. I would explore more museums next time for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
I was talking to Kyuki and our manager, and he's like, "Yeah, be sure to check out, like, more, gardens too."
Mm-hmm.
And I
That's a
was
good
like,
idea
"Ooh."
because
Yeah.
like they have really like stellar like gardens where they take good care of it. They kind of like have it a certain way.
I remember when we were in Odaiba, there was, like, a small garden area, and I completely, actually, I kinda forgot about it, but, uh, a few days ago, I was looking at all my photos that I took in Japan, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot they have, like, this little, like, area in this park in Odaiba where they just have, like, a bunch of plants and people
Where we
take
drink
care of
corn
them."
soup.
Corn soup from a can? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. No, it's funny because uh we were walking from the exhibit to the mall area, and we're like, look at this corn soup in a vending machine. We were like, let's try it. That's what
I don't remember if it was anything special, was it?
no, it
It was
wasn't.
corn soup
But
in a can.
I mean, we get to say we drink corn soup out of a can from a vending machine, so
Mhm.
still some points for me.
Oh, that's another thing I really miss, the vending machines.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just literally like go by like walking home and I feel like drinking.
Thirsty.
Exactly. And it's like it's not just cold drinks. Like you can also be like, I think hot coffee sounds well, not a cup, but a hot can of coffee sounds pretty good to me right now. And the vending machine
Feeling it. A hot can of soup.
or or soup, you know.
I know I keep bringing it up, like, up for our trip too, but we stayed in, Airbnb. Did you only stay in Airbnbs during your trips?
Uh, so first times went with a tour. The tour we just kind of stayed like at hotels. Mostly it's whatever the tour kind of included. And then the second time with you, I went and got an Airbnb, and that was a really nice Airbnb. I
It
think about
was,
it
though, it
all.
was pretty
Yeah, I think
large now that I think about it.
and it was super convenient. Like wow. And then this third time I stayed at a I stayed at like the smaller hotel.
Smaller hotel?
So it wasn't quite like a so when we stayed together at air kind of like thing, but uh this last time was more just like a room.
Mm, not a whole dang house.
No, no, no. I'm surprised that like this last time it was not like a when me and you stayed together. We had we had like three rooms and then kitchen. We had a whole living space too. So it was definitely a nice move. Like
Yeah, I only wish that there was a TV in there, though. I really wanted to watch Japanese TV.
oh, I remember you saying that.
Mhm, I still think about it. What was it like Now and Kyuki when they went to Japan? Was it like iCarly, like Japanese iCarly on or something like
Yeah,
that?
I do remember that. Now you know what? Next time we'll keep that. We'll write that down.
It was like, "Where's the Japanese iCarly?"
I
Oh, I guess one more question, just a little fun tidbit in there. So our friends, they went to Japan, during Halloween. Would you also do that?
okay. Halloween sounds super fun because it just sounds like a whole different like everybody's mannerism will probably be a bit different because they're all super excited because it's Halloween. They're like, oh, it's time
Mhm.
to go out. So I do want to experience that at some point because every time I go, kind of like on an off season, like nothing's really going on. So I do enjoy that because I can go choose to do whatever I want to do and not for everything to be super crowded. But
Mhm.
I do want to experience that crowd at least once.
That'd be fun actually.
Mhm.
Whenever, it is safe to
Exactly.
gather that large again.
Exactly. So the more reason for me to look forward to it because like one day like I can kind of experience it with everybody again.
I do wanna, like, travel with you again, though, you're a lot of fun to travel with.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm traveling a lot. Whenever I travel with anyone, I always wanted to be
Yeah, and you're also, like, very, how what's the word? Efficient? I gue
some level of efficiency.
Yeah, 'cause I remember, when we would, like, go on, like, con trips or, like, just, like, friend trips in general, you're like, "Yeah, I told the Airbnb that there's only a few of us," and then you bust out the sleeping pad.
Oh god. I just love to travel and I'm gonna make it happen for everybody.
Yeah, on any budget.
Exactly. So traveling doesn't have to be this whole super big like money pit. It can
Mhm.
still happen and you spend as little as you can.
Yeah. I'll definitely need to come back to you when I do plan on traveling because I think you're really good at planning that kind of stuff too.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's like the all of my questions there, and I think we're ready to wrap it up. But thank you so much for talking with me. I like yeah, I like you.
I like you too. No, I definitely miss talking to you too. I besides like immediate people that I see, people I see in so long, and it really makes also just look forward to that day.
Soon, 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 hopefully. Everyone, keep your distance from me, please.
Yeah, but soon, you're not gonna be able to keep me away.
True, true, true. Well, thank
Sorry.
you so much for talking with me, and thank you everyone for listening to us talk about our Japan trips. Hopefully that it's inspiring you to um, save up for your trip, planning it, and giving you inspiration to go. I really think every person who mildly likes Japanese stuff should go. It's fun.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Okay, then everyone, thank you so much for listening. And we will continue again with the next episode, which I have all planned and ready to go. So y'all will just have to wait for it.
Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
yeah, it was super fun. We gotta do this again. Thank you, everyone. Bye.